G'day everyone and welcome to Friday's Funny. On this week's edition we have Strapboy999
And me!
Fine and Cheryl. So let's get this show started.
Friday's Funny. Friday's Funny.
It's a guy in the locker room and he sees another guy in there with a cork stuck up his butt. He says, "Why do you have a cork stuck up your butt?" He goes, "Well, it's a long story, but I was walking along the beach and I tripped over a bottle and I woke up a genie." And he says, "I can grant you only one wish." And I went, "Really? No shit."
An Englishman, an Irishman and a Scotsman were working at the top of the Empire State Building. They're sat there on one of the girders. The Englishman is looking very miserable. He opens his sandwiches and finds cheese and pickle. Bloody cheese and pickle again! I've had just about enough of cheese and pickle. I can't stand any more. Picks himself up, throws himself off the building. 50 stories, all the way to the bottom. The Scotsman can't believe what he's seen, but there's nothing he can do about it because he's 50 stories up. So he opens his sandwiches. Cheese and pickle. He goes, "I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Cheese and pickle." Gets himself up, throws himself off the building. 50 stories. The Irishman, he doesn't know what to think. He thinks, "Oh my God." But there's nothing he can do. He's 50 stories up. He opens his sandwiches. Cheese and pickle. The Irishman says, "Cheese and pickle. Cheese and pickle, big gara. I can't stand it anymore." Throws himself off the building. 50 stories. Anyway, they're all buried together. And the three wives are standing next to the grave. And the Englishman's wife says, "I made him cheese and pickle for 30 years. If I'd only known that he didn't like cheese and pickle, I would have given him something else." And she walks away. The Scotsman's wife, she turns around and says, "Oh, if only I'd known. If only I'd known he didn't like cheese and pickle, I would have given him tuna or beef or anything. Oh!" And she walks away. The Irishman's wife's left by the grave. She's staring down into the grave and looking at the coffin. She goes, "Cheese and pickle! Cheese and pickle, is that what made him kill himself? I don't understand it. He used to make his own sandwiches."
What's the difference between an egg and the West Aussie? Well, at least an egg can get laid.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Friday's Funny. Again, I'd like to say thanks to Strapboy999.
Hey, and me, I found a JT.
And me.
Well,
Yeah, and Cheryl for being featured on this week's edition of Friday's Funny. Just remember guys, if you'd like to be featured on Friday's Funny, all the information will be down in the description bar. And as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next week with another edition of Friday's Funny.